Hello and welcome to Lady Di's Book Club. I just finished a book that the characters and the situations have stuck with me for several days now. So I figured I better hurry up and make this video while I still have the book in my hand and while it is in my brain. Let's start with what the book is, right? It is Keeper of Lost Children by Sadeqa Johnson. Oh my goodness. That's all I have to say about this book. Yeah, it's a nice, thick, juicy book. But oh my goodness, as far as historical fiction goes, it will make you go, oh wow, I never thought of things like this. And the story actually is based on true story of a woman that was stationed in Germany with her husband. There were Air Force or Army, I can't remember which one. The little details didn't matter so much as the whole outcome of it. But she had found out that there were all these mixed race kids that were in the orphanages in Germany, due to mixed race relations between service members and German women, between World War II and after, when we were there to do the occupation and to help clean things up and help rebuild. And, it's just, I never thought of that. These poor women, these German women, could not keep their children because even though mixed race was not frowned upon, having a mixed race child out of wedlock was frowned upon and made it very difficult. Women lost jobs, they got kicked out of their families, everything for this, and they just had to give them up for adoption. They had to give them to orphanages. There wasn't even adoption even being thought about at that point in time. So along comes this, like I said, this lady, and it is a true story. Names have changed, circumstances have probably changed a little bit, but it is based on the truth that there was this woman that actually felt terrible for these children. She felt terrible for the German ladies. She just, the whole situation was bad all the way around. So she worked really hard to make sure that the orphanages got food, clothing, things that they needed, from the various military bases around. And she also went a step further and not only adopted some of these children herself, she went through all the red tape on both sides of the ocean, all the bureaucracy from German and American, and adopted some of these children and made sure that she placed a whole bunch more into American households, whether they were Americans stationed in Germany or whether they were Americans back in the States that could not have children, people that were willing to adopt them. It is a fabulous story. And what struck me is, even though I have lived overseas, I've been part of the military as a military wife for 16 years, goodness sakes, I never thought about something like this. What does happen with those children, especially then? I don't know about now, but back then, yeah, like I said, mixed race couples and stuff were not such a big deal. They weren't frowned on in Germany, not at all. But the offspring from those, that was taboo. And there just was no way to deal with any of this. The American service members a lot of times got stationed with almost no notice, so they had to abandon their children, and it was a plight. And I'm so happy that somebody noticed this and had some heart and really did something about it. Like I said, the book is fiction, historical fiction, but it is fiction, and we do follow the lady, a different name, different circumstances, but we do follow her through this whole process, and we follow one of the children that were put up for adoption through this whole process, and we follow one of the service members that lost his child due to nothing being in place for marriages and adoptions and things like that, for being sent with 30-minute notice to another base somewhere else, with just, and his heartbreak in the whole thing. And it's really, really a good book, really done well, really interesting. I can't say enough good about it. I really can't, and I don't want to give it all away because it was written so well. There is heartache, there is triumph, there's everything in this book. And I need you to read it for yourself, because if I say much more than this, it's definitely going to give it away. So I don't want to. No spoiler alerts. I don't do that. So I just can't say enough. Miss Sadeqa Johnson, you did really, really good with this book. It has stuck with me. I still think about it, and I think I finished it 5 days ago. It is just fabulous. Like I said, Keeper of Lost Children, Sadeqa Johnson. My vote for one of the best books that I have read this entire year. I did not want to put it down. It was a good book. It was a good book, and it has stayed in my mind ever since. So I'm going to go ahead and go before I say anything else that ruins the story for you, and just remind you to check out these books in the library. You know, times are tough right now for a lot of people. You don't have to buy the books. You can get them free on your e-reader in some cases. You can go to the library and get books for free. I get library books on audio for free. So there you go. There's so many different ways to try to find free books. Openlibrary.org gives you access to lots of libraries across the US. Take advantage of it. And, do yourself a favor. Keep reading. Exercise your brain, and improve your dating profile, it says, if you put down that you love to read, especially fiction. Nonfiction's great too, but our brain does a lot better with fiction. For some reason, it gloms onto the stories, and it makes us think of what if, and it puts us in people's shoes, and it helps us with social settings. It helps us in so many ways, according to psychologists, psychiatrists, neurologists, and other people. I can't even. The list goes on and on and on. I'll get some sites together and actually start linking them in the bios, so that way you can go check it out for yourself. But in the meantime, I hope you're reading. Like I said, this is Lady Di with Lady Di's Book Club, signing off for now. Keep reading.